Welcome to Bookie's Place. You know what we do? We don't talk about the glitz or the glam. We talk about the grit and the grind. And we bring your favorite people to share their stories with you. And today we have the lyricist, the lyrical engineer, Modenine in the building. He's going to be sharing his story with us, the ups, the downs. And ladies and gentlemen, drum roll for my guest, Modenine. You will say like you're happy to be here.
Isn't this one no better?
How are you, man? Longest time.
I'm great. I'm great. I'm good. I'm good. Healthy, you know. I'm just making my music, perfecting the art of beat making. Lambo the Virus, shout out to you. Perfecting the art of beat making and learning sound engineering. I'm YouTube learning it. I got some tutorials on Pro Tools, but you know, the guys they're too boring. So I found one guy called Wavy Wave, man. He is interesting and he gets the job done. So shout out to Wavy Wave for teaching me. And I reached out to him. And he actually replied. There was one annoying thing that was on my Pro Tools timeline. I was trying to get rid of it. So I just took a picture. He told me to take a picture of it and send it, circle it and send it to me. So I did that and I sent it to him and I was like, oh, just press this and it will go. And I was like, feeling like a dummy. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing. The learning.
All right. Welcome to Bookie's Place. So this is what we do. We don't talk about the wins. What? Wait till you talk.
I'm very happy to be here.
Oh, man, you're welcome. You're welcome. We've been rocking since the 60s now. You know that. Your family. So this is what we do. We don't talk about the wins or the awards or the accolades. We talk about the grit and the grind, the really necessary things. You know, we practically equip people with tools that they can use to do destiny. You, by sharing your story, you bring that to life. You know, it's about ordinary people in their ordinary lives doing extraordinary things. And we know that you have a very interesting story. So when I shut up, I shut up. You're going to start from where you were born, and then we'll just flow with the tide. All right.
I was born in the same hospital that Seal was born in. That is St. Mary's Hospital, Paddington. That's where I was born. I've later found out that Seal was born in that same hospital. They were like, wow. Some years apart, they were like, some geniuses were born here. Some musical geniuses were born here. So yeah, I was born there, and my dad, most of the time, yeah, around that time when I was born and up to when I was like 5 or 6, my dad wasn't really around. He used to come once in a while. And whenever he used to come, I used to just jump on him, Palo, and just sleep on him, hoping that he doesn't go. So I believe, as a kid, I believed then that if I don't do that, I'll wake up in the morning and I won't see him because he always comes and goes because he was working in Nigeria. So yeah, that was in East London. I went back there and I found out the place was a different place. I could even trace from memory from when I was like 5 and 6 or 6. I traced the crib. I took a picture of the church. There's a picture, an old picture that we have, my sister carrying my little brother and facing the church. I took that same picture. It was one old Indian guy that came. He was like the guy that the vigilante of the area. So, but he was like, who are you looking for? What? I was like, then he just decided to just give me that tour. I told him my story and he gave me that tour. I took the picture, you know, and then I went to my school, William Davis. I traced, like from memory, the school. There's a shop where they used to use, where the bad boys in my school used to, we had plastic money, plastic coins. They used to use the plastic coins to buy chewing gum. To buy chewing gum. I'm not saying that I did it. I'm not saying that I didn't do it. But let's just say that I stopped doing it early when everybody started doing it. So I saw that shop. I was like, wow. Then I saw the school. I crossed the road, saw the school, and I was like, wow. And then the guy was like, oh, the school is closed now, blah, 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 da, 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 da. They don't allow people to just go into the school. I was like, yeah, I don't care. I just want to be, took a picture in front of the school, and like, just, it was nostalgic. It just brought back memories. And I was like, damn, the human mind is a very, very great thing. It can, like music helps you remember things. There's some certain things that will happen, and then music playing at that time, like Fela, whenever I hear Fela, Palava, I just remember moving out of a crib in the 90s, because that's all we were playing, Fela, and we were moving out the crib. Certain songs remind you of certain things, different times. And I guess that's one of the reasons why I'm actually doing music, because that's the only thing I can like engineering, yes, is cool and everything, but music, when it plays into your mind, it brings back all sorts of memories. Sometimes it brings back good feelings. Sometimes it makes you sad. You know, there are different types of music for different types of emotions. So I guess that's the reason why I'm doing music. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Me going back to my old school and everything in London, and then going back to Nigeria to go and face the people that say they love me, but
But they love you. But they love you. But they really love you.
Let me tell you what happens, right? Whenever I travel out of the country, like I'll go to Germany, like when I'm in Nigeria, these guys, they know I'm in Nigeria. I'll be calling them, boss, how far now? Any shows for your guy? And they'll be like, no shows yet. No. I have ideas, reality show ideas and stuff like that. But they won't want to even listen to me. But once I travel out the country, I'm in Germany, they were like, Modo, where are you? You know where I am, man. You've seen the pictures, man. And they were like, you know what? Come back. When are you coming back? Always, when are you coming back? Always. So they want me to tell them when I'm coming back to Nigeria. Like, I'll be back when I'll be back. I'll be back when I'm back. You know? So they always ask that, even when I was leaving Nigeria in 2016, because I know these people are going to feast on it. They'll say, Modo, you're traveling to London. When are you coming back? I'm coming back. I'm coming back in 2 weeks. Then they hit me up again. When are you coming? Man, you haven't come. How fun. I'm doing a project. I'll be back in December. So me, I've been coming back to Nigeria every December for them, because it wasn't shock value. And before they'll hit it, shock value. Modenine, bah, headline. Modenine leaves Nigeria out of frustration. That's what they want to do. But you know what I mean? So I just gradually, but I'm not saying that I'm not coming back. I will be back, but I will not announce it. I won't announce it. So you have to be, if you want to survive in the industry, you can't just be an open book. If you're an open book, they will destroy you. You know, when they put a marker in the book, they'll put a marker, close it, and then burn it. That's what they'll do to you. So you have to be witty, kind of tricky and witty at the same time, know how to dodge, you know, like that Mayweather, like the guy won't punch Mayweather dodge and come and do like this. You have to do that too. You have to play spy versus spy with a lot of people. If you want to survive.
Back to the story.
We haven't started any story, my friend. We haven't started any story. You can't even say did. You can't even spell did.
Modenine. These are my people. Leave them alone. Just say your story before me. Let's battle. Lyrical. Yo.
What's the story? What are you talking about?
I will slash you with what rhymes with nine? With a fist, mine.
You know one thing. You know one thing about the Nigerian fans. Let me tell you something about the Nigerian fans. Why you have to be very dodgy and witty at the same time and Mayweather-ish. You have to be defensive at times, because they will come for you. The internet is undefeated, that's what they say, but they will test you. A guy, Terry the Rap Man was the one that told me this. He said, one guy just tweeted, "Terry the Rap Man, you are whack." Now I answered back, he said, "Thank you." Then the guy now entered his DM and said, boss, I respect you, boss. I really respect you. I'm actually a fan. I just wanted your attention. That's why I didn't really mean it. That is what that's why I take everything like that. Like, okay, sometimes they just want you to say something, so they just attack you. The only way, if they praise you, boss, you're the best, they know you will just say, all right, cool. But they will say something bad so that you just, some people, maybe they don't drink small, they'll just react. And when they react, boom, before you know it, all the blogs are carrying it. I've seen that happen several times. So yeah, back to Modenine's story.
Wow, back to Modenine's story. Yes.
Let me tell you guys a story.
Thank you, Jerry Funke, not Bouqui'S fans. Yes, my fans are loyal. Loyal.
Nicki Minaj, Kashi 69 fans.
My fans are loyal. They are not giveaway fans. You know those giveaway that just come, you follow their page 00. They are not following anybody. They don't have any followers. Private accounts. Those are the ones that these people.
Fans be like. So
let's focus.
Doing music is very hard. And I say the most enjoyable part of being an artist in Nigeria, not even in Nigeria, everywhere, the most enjoyable part of being an artist for me was when I'm recording in the studio. Like when I recorded Cry, I was sitting down with Cobams. We were not in the studio, we were in the office. So we were just sitting down talking. So I had this CD, it was Common's album B. So Cobams, we were talking about it and he was like, oh, I haven't heard it, man. Let's go to the studio so you can play. So we went to the studio, we popped it in and we were listening to some of the tracks and he was like, woo, woo. He said, Mo, do you want this feel? Do you want this feel? We had not done one track. We had not recorded one track. Kevin just introduced me to Cobams and was like, Mo, Cobams will be working on your album. If you guys can get one track done today, man, it will be cool, you know? So we went in, we listened to Common's album B, and he just stopped midway. He heard one song. I forgot the name of the song, but he just stopped. He said, Mo, this is the feel we're looking for. Let's get it. So he started, Cobams played the guitar. He played the flute, but the flute part, we muted it and used it for something else. He played the guitar. He played the, listen, Shola was not in the studio. No studio engineer. It was just me and Cobams. Don't ask me how he knew exactly what to press and where to go.
It's Kobe now. It's Kobe now.
Kobe. So, he played everything, and then he now said, Mode, let's do this vocal sample thing. So he went in and he went, there you go, don't you know, just like Ron Isley and everything. And I was like, yeah, it sounds good, but people are gonna think we sampled something. Why don't you just use a Nigeria this thing, man? Like, hey, well, I wanna be. He was like, that's great. He now went in, deleted that, and he did, well, I wanna be Chimo. That was Cobam's voice. A lot of people didn't even know that was his voice. That was his voice. So he sampled that, and he made the beat. When he made the beat, we just sat down for like 20-30 minutes just on replay. We were just listening to it, both of us like, ooh, ooh. And he was like, Mode, can you write something now? I said, no, I gotta take this home. So we burnt it on the CD and I took it home to write. I remember one of those sessions, we're in the studio with Kobe. You know, Kobe knows the studio very well. He knows when he's in the studio, he's free. You won't even know he's blind. So there was this girl that came to visit. I don't even know, I can't remember her name or anything. She just came to visit. She was hanging out with us. And we're talking and everything, playing around. And then when she wanted to go, she now said, hey guys, bye. She started shaking everybody, bye. And she now, you know, when you're blind, you won't see when somebody, you know, does like this. So she she went to near Cobams and said, okay, bye. And then Cobams just said, yeah, bye. She just said, wait till they do this, I'll be your eye don't blind. That's where everybody in the room just went, he's actually blind. Right. Oh, I'm sorry. Cobams was just like, all right, it's all good. She said, I didn't know. She hung out with us for more than an hour, talking with Cobams, and she didn't know that he was blind. And he wasn't even wearing his glasses. He wasn't. I don't even think he wears glasses. He wasn't wearing any glasses. But she thought he could see because of the way he could get up, go to the booth, and you know those question mark times. They were both very funny times, fun times. They were really hard times. Sometimes I'll be in the studio till late and no food. We're not gonna chop. There's the time that have you ever seen a hungry Cobams? Me and Cobams were making beats.
You know, he made my first album. So yeah. I know Kobe well.
Kobe just kept thinking I'm hungry. I'm sorry for him. Okay, he said, "Oh, don't worry, just make this beat. I'll go and send someone." But Kobe, like, if Kobe gets $1 billion, to me, I feel that that's not even enough for him. But what he has done, that guy was a hard worker. All those times, at the time I was getting signed to Question Mark, Asha was on her way out. But we were all fans, you know. We used to go watch her perform at French Cultural Center.
Yeah.
So one particular show that we went to go watch Asha. I think we all rode there together. If not, I don't. No. Cobams, Asha, and Shola, I think they jumped in a Kabu Kabu, and they went all the way. That was from the island to the mainland. Fantasy Land. Was it where they used to do the French this thing, liaison, whatever?
What's that show? Hey, Ilbliss, what's up, man? What's that place called?
I forgot. Is it Fantasyland?
Where they used to do the live thing. It's French Cultural Center. Yeah,
French Cultural Center, yeah.
So we got there. Yeah.
We got there. When we got there, we sat down and some other things were going on. The moment Asha jumps on stage and starts playing the guitar, the same songs. Mr. Jayla, jing, jing, jing. Guy just got up. I just looked, you know, these yuppie guys that just go there just so that the traffic would die down and they go back home. Some guys just got up. Oh, this babe, that babe don't start again. Guitar, wow. I bet we'll go buy drink. He just passed us. I think I was with Silver Sadie. Was it Silver Sadie I was with, or Rough-Man or someone? And then it wasn't Echo Hotel. So it's on the mainland. It was on the mainland. So I just looked at it, I was like, these people are disrespectful. And she performed, played very well, and you know she was playing. And we were just watching.
Humility, what's up? He said French Cultural Center.
Humility. I get one story. I have a DJ Humility story, and I'm gonna tell it. So Asha and you know one thing why I like Asha, I love Asha for one thing. She don't care whether you're going, whether you're not clapping, whether you're frowning, whether you're saying go away. She will play her song and sing her heart out. Invisible. You can't even hurt her. So she performed and everything. And we were like, yeah. So in my mind, I was like, wow, this is bad. Nigerians don't even appreciate what this girl is singing some very lovely songs. Not quite a year after that, she got signed to Naive Records, went to France, blew up. Those same songs. Listen, there was one guy that, you know, but this guy wasn't there. I'll give it to him. He's not guilty of dissing Asha. He wasn't there, but he was telling me that, oh man, I don't buy 5 tickets, man. Me and my people were going to watch Asha. I was just looking at him. Hey, if it was that same girl that was playing guitar in the French Cultural Center, you won't want to even for free. They had the chance. They were watching her for free, and they fronted. They were getting up to buy drinks when she was performing. Now, I told him, if it was that same girl, you guys would front. Now you guys are struggling to buy ticket. Thank you. Thank you. That's how life is. You gotta, the sweetest revenge. Revenge is a dish best served when it's cold. Sweetest revenge is success. Don't stop. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. But if you stop to throw stones back at everybody that's throwing stones at you on the way, you never get to where you're going. So what she did, she put in that work, did her homework, blew up in France, came back to Nigeria, did shows, and people were buzzing over her. Even in France, she a superstar.
I
So
know.
that was one of the crazy
Let
stories
me
I
tell you an Asha story. Let me tell you an Asha story.
yeah.
Were you ever there when she would pull me up to play with her at French Cultural Center?
Oh no.
Yeah. So I was on tour in London, and then I heard Asha was in town. I said, we're
Ooh.
going. And look like me, my manager, and like three of my friends, Deji, Four Corners, the guy that sang Take You Away With Me. I said, we're
Oh,
going. He said,
okay.
tickets is sold out. I said, me, I will enter this show today. So I went to the back. I saw one guy, and I said, tell Asha Bouqui'S around. He said, I can't just tell Asha Bouqui'S around. I said, tell Asha Bouqui's the rapper is around. He now said, who's that? I said, go and tell. So he came back and we all entered through the back door. They were like, Bouqui, how you know Asha? I said, we used to sleep on the floor in the studio together. Did you know Bouqui, my name, Bouqui? It was Asha because I wrote it and Uncle D, said it was Bouqui. So Asha came into real mix. Asha came into real mix with a French guy. And the guy, I wrote it, I said, what's this? The guy said, Bouqui. I said, wait, Destiny is about to be hinged on this. He said, it's Bouqui. When the U comes before, I said, don't worry, it's Bouqui. That's how Bouqui's talk.
That's deep. That's deep. Now let me tell my DJ humility story.
Okay.
First of all, let me disclaimer. Me and DJ Humility right now, we don't have beef. We're still friends. We're still friends. Now, there was a show. There are two DJ Humility stories, but I'll tell you the first one. When we had a little bit of before we made up and we did another one. Now there was a industry night. I think the first industry night when that time Matthew's neck was like this. Skinny. He had tolo neck. Matthew was hungry that time. If you see Matthew now, Matthew don't poof now. When he's talking, go because he's chopping too much. Matthew was skinny that time. So Matthew calls me and says, Mode, I need you to be on industry night. There wasn't really much happening. Like, it was just starting, you know. I think the first one I didn't know if it was Matthew no, it wasn't Matthew's on. But yeah, they said industry night. That time, a lot of other industry kind of, things were trying to happen. But Matthew was the one that, was kind of serious with it. So I think it was at Tribeca. You know, the way clubs change names now in this thing in Lagos. We don't even know where anywhere is. It was Tribeca. So I went there. It was me. Was it me and Kraft? Me and Kraft, we're going to perform. Now, before we perform, we always do a performance CD. Il Bliss will know about this. It's a performance CD because I know other than me, Thoroughbreds used to do their performance CD. They will do tracks, stop tracks in certain places, go into the next track, maybe one verse of it. Join everything together. So when Olisa Deba was smoking a cigar, hey, Modenine, you gotta perform. I'll be watching your performance. So I was like, yeah, me, I'm still feeling like a G. Shout out to Matthew because every time I've gone to industry, Matthew never fails to give me a bottle or something to drink. So yeah, it was like, okay.
This is a children-friendly show. Skip that part.
It doesn't matter. It could have a bottle. It could have been Schweppes. Hello. And for your information, I did 2 years without drinking alcohol. 2 years. It was weird, but 2 years.
That's up to present, right? Yeah. Okay. No,
right now. I drink my Jesus Christ.
So Matthew.
So yeah. Okay, we're chilling. Then he now calls me. Modenine, you're performing now. So I just said, who's the DJ? He said, DJ Humility. So I was like, no problem. So
that's my guy.
That's my guy. I gave him the CD. Right? I said, man, put the CD in. So me and Kraft, we had already rehearsed how we're gonna start and everything. Oh boy, next thing I just heard, but my tongue shout like me and Kraft, we didn't plan to mime. We wanted to rap. No miming. Like miming is when you just play the whole track and then you just karaoke it.
Yeah.
So the performance I had arranged was not miming. DJ Humility just go play. I was already on stage. You just go play one of my other songs. Song where we say, I know, I didn't even, you know, your song, you have so many songs, like you rehearse that song, you
You
don't
don't
even
even know the
perform.
lyrics like
I don't
that. Yeah.
even perform like that one. I actually knew the lyrics, but no, that's not what I want. I had already arranged a performance that will blow people away. So you just play that song. It's about to get ugly. It's about to get ugly. I was like, what? I don't even perform this song anymore. So I just look, huh? The crowd was just there looking at me. I just turned back. I just went, humility. Play this thing. He said, the CD for my, you know, they walk. What? Crowd was just facing the crowd. Me, I was there talking to him. Humility just said, it's not working. What am I going to do? Do you know what he did? He walked off. He walked off the stage. Oh. He walked off. I looked and I was only concerned about one person that night. Because he was like, well, I haven't watched you perform in a long time. I'm gonna keep an eye out for you. I don't look out for the corner of my eye. He was just smoking. I can say, yeah, I don't die. Guess who saved the day?
Who?
There was this female DJ. I've forgotten her name. She used to roll with Humility. A female DJ. I've forgotten her name. Please, if anybody remembers her name. If I'm lying, I'm flying. I wouldn't just come on live and lie. Humility, take this like a man because it's the truth. And you did apologize for it. Now, this female DJ now came. She said, Modenine, don't worry, I'll play. Make I even go call Kraft. If you say this before, call Kraft now tell you. This is the truth. Everybody knows I can't go on live and start lying. Why? And there were people there. So, the girl, she now came. Mood, which one do you want? This thing, the CD, this thing doesn't work. I said, you guys should have told me in the beginning, man. But I said, okay, right there on stage, the crowd was there waiting. She just said, okay, this song, that song. Now we just picked like 4 songs or something, and we just played the songs. I don't know if I told Solo D about this. So we played the song.
Solo D's in the building.
Solo D, shout out to Solo D.
Shout out to Solo D.
Do you know when you're performing, right, and your ears are red? Your ears are red, as in you are fuming, but you just know that you just have to perform, and it's miming. So we don't perform, we mime. Man, I wasn't myself, man. I wasn't myself. When I finished, when I was leaving, I think Olisa just called me. Sorry, don't worry about that. I just started. Some guys just came to me and said, Modo, man, no mind, no mind. I was already too angry. I just called everybody, man, let's get out of here. Immediately I finished performing, I left. I was so angry. I think later on I saw Humility. He was not telling me, no, this thing, no, they work. This thing, this CD player, no work. But you left me on stage.
Revenge.
Man, no, but there was no revenge. But there was no, funny enough, there was no revenge.
And forget. Forgive and forget.
Come on.
Breathe with me. Breathe with me.
That was ages ago. That was ages ago. That was probably, it was so long. It was a long time ago. But the next time I'll now meet Humility was, there was this guy in Port Harcourt. I don't want to mention his name because he's one of those, I beg you, I don't forget, I swear. See, Humility, if I'm lying, I'm flying. Make thunder strike me now. I beg. You don't say if thunder strike you now, both of us, I beg, don't swear. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Because I know, like, they say, person way kaka for ground, no go remember. Now the person way
forgive me, it's okay, move on.
I have forgiven him. I'm just telling you stories. Okay. I forgave him. Do you know what? The first time we met and he said, no. Man, come on, man. It's DJ Humility. You know the year where I know Humility.
DJ Humility is our guy. Oh yeah, move on.
Yeah, what's that place? We had
one night. This is
listen,
an inspirational show.
you know, I said we had one of our most memorable performances at Stramborella's show in Banire.
Okay.
So I'm not trying to cause anything. I'm going somewhere. Humility knows I'm telling the truth. Now, there was a show.
He's sorry. We want to
No,
hear about question mark. We want to hear about stuff.
past that.
If we have 20 minutes, we're going to fight for this live now.
We got past that long time ago. Long time ago. Now, like, let me just continue what I was saying. There was a show in Port Harcourt. One guy like that. He's one of the big boys there. So he invited me and Raw to the show. It wasn't a show, it's his birthday party. He said, you guys are my favorite rappers. He invited me and Raw and his favorite DJ. Guess who? Guess who? There you go. So when I heard that Humility was in the house, I just said, okay, that song, that Humility's favorite song is About to Get Ugly.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, if anything happens, I know he's going to play that. So I was ready for him. Humility knows how this one is going to end. That's why he wants you to let me know. So we got to the place and everything. It wasn't supposed to be a performance thing. So, you know, Humility playing songs and everything. The guys were like feeling themselves and everything. Then all of a sudden, he now plays bang, 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 bang. So Modenine go and perform Modenine. You don't see where person climb table, no mic, just performing. The whole place was going crazy, and that was one of the great times. Not the only great time I've had performing with DJ Humility. He has DJed for me several times after this. Even before then, we shut down Banire with Strambo. If Stramborella was on now, he would tell you how crazy that was. And there was so many shows that me and Humility have done together. So, and this was like way after that happened. I mean, you'll be angry for that moment, but after, boom, you keep it moving. This is the industry. You have to have thick skin. There's several other things that have happened. I remember one night, me and Elajo, back then, before I signed to Question Mark, when I came back from Abuja, I was always rolling around with Elajo. Everybody knows that. So we went to go and see Kwame. This was around 11:30 at night. Went to go and see Kwame. Now, me, I live for a Johnny King. And we all know that it's impossible. It was back then in 2000, let's say 2005-ish. It was 15 years ago. Back then, it was almost impossible for you to take bus from Ikeja to where I was staying and get home without being ransacked by you-know-who. So we went to Kwame's place. After doing our meeting with Kwame, we left his place around 11:45. 11:40, and then it took us a while. Then we got to Ikeja. You know what? Me and Elajo were at Ikeja, and we were standing, and we were like, we were hungry, and we had nowhere to go to sleep. This was 15 years ago. And I asked Elajo, where are we going to go? We're hungry. There's one place like that, that airport, near that airport, there was a place in Ikeja there that they sell a lot of food. Yeah, so we went there, we bought food, but we didn't eat it there. We took the food, and then we were now thinking, where are we going to go? So we got to Alade Market. We were still thinking, then we just remembered, Lifeline Studio. There was a guy in Lifeline Studio, the guy that used to kind of like oversee the studio. His name is Tokumbo. Tokumbo. Shout out to Airport Hotel. Thank you. Shout out to Tok. So we got there. It was like past 12 in the past. They were calling Tok. Tok was going, what's happening? He opened the studio for us. There was no lights in the studio. There's some chairs in front of it. Before you go into the studio, we're not inside the studio. We're just inside the place. We're like on some chairs. There's some hard chairs. And we sat down and we started. We wanted to start eating. Guess what? No. What happened was I ate my food at the airport hotel. I finished mine. Elajo didn't eat because he needed to do something before eating. So he had his food there with him. And guess what? He just remembered. No spoon. Man, sorry, Elajo, but I have to tell this story. It's inspirational because you cannot visit that same situation. We can never be there in Jesus' name. He just said,
Amen.
phone. And guess what? It was dark. Now yellow phone light was dark. I did not have phone with bright light or yellow light. And I Elijah just said, no spoon. Do you know what he used as his spoon? Fish tail. You know when you have every time I think of that thing, I was like, wow, guys have, you know, and he was eating and I was looking at him like, wow, this guy, mother of the invention, necessity. The guy was just eating the rice with the fish tail. I never saw that before. And even after that, I never saw anybody do that. And I was like, wow. Then I told him, I said, I'm sure Elijah probably might have forgotten the discussions we were having then. We're like, look at us, Elijah, two talented guys, but we had nowhere to go. And we're in this cheap food, in this dark place, and there are mosquitoes. Man, we have to make it in this industry. If we don't make it, God will punish us. Join this thing. Wow. It will be worse for us. So I remember in the morning, what's this guy? What's this boy's name? Is it Yemi? Geckos.
Remy.
They came to do some work. We just acted like we two just got there. Then we're like, yo, man, let's bounce. Elijah, let's bounce. Imagine, man. Imagine the grind of that period. It was crazy. Imagine me just sitting down in the studio with DJT. We're just talking. Me and DJT were just talking. JJC had a show. We all slept on the floor. The band was there. Queen. Okay, I don't think Queen was there, but the band, JJC, it was DJT. All of us slept on that TA's office. And DJT just looked at me and said, man, play that song again. We now played the Elbow Room. Then he said, we're shooting this video today. He just started calling people. Man, those times were like crazy times. He just started calling people called Big Low, Too Short, Rooftop MCs. I think Kule came, even Cage, aka Ebe Boutique, called all of them. Then I now wanted to go and buy something for the guys. So I said, make I quickly climb Okada. Sharply just go somewhere around the corner to buy something. Guess what happened? The Okada driver tried to murder me. If you watch that Elbow Room video very well, you notice that I was limping, and DJT now made me jump from story building. I said, this is what stunt people are using. He said, no, you will jump. That jump, it made the leg even, like, my leg was messed up. But we still did the video. And if you watch towards the end of Elbow Room, Bankuli was in that video. Bankuli, where they like do like saying no person. Bankuli punched me. We didn't do this thing. We didn't do like this. He punched me. And I told DJT, it was just fun, you know. But I said, DJT, please remove that part when you're editing the video. Guess what? On the video, when he finished editing the video, it was that part that's there. But it was all fun. It was all fun, man. It was all. Then I think Bankuli was managing the band. I think just the beginning of the, you know. So it was all fun. And then he called DJ Humility the next day. It wasn't the same day. It was the next day. We're just, DJT was a very special kind of person. He had one alarm on his phone. The alarm reminds him when he's supposed to arrange for breakfast for guys, for himself, basically. The alarm goes like this. I remember that very well. After eating, he called Humility. Humility jumped in. Humility came, and then we did that. He did that part. Then he filmed himself, you know, doing that was the struggle back then. It was crazy, you know. Even the Style video, they wanted to kill us at Ujuelegba. Area boys, Jimmy Jack. For my part of the video was the most expensive. That Style video, my part was the most expensive because every single went to Abalende, even Jimmy's area, all those area boys, they collected money. We went to Ujuelegba. That was crazy. They were even timing us. 2 minutes. We are time up. We were trying to shoot a video. They'll tell us time up. Then we went to Shita. Rest in peace, OJB. OJB took us to Shita, and it was a bounce. There was that scene that we were just walking. Our bounce had his afro. So I think OJB was in that scene too. So when we got to Shita, there was all those area boys. They said, OJB, you don't come, Abi, you don't come. You never settle the last one. Kenny. It was crazy. These guys wanted to kill us. They started insulting us. I think, who did they insult? I can't remember. You walk. Wait till you the rap, says you. Those area boys, they don't take any. After they gave them some money, they'll not start waiting. They'll have their foot, their watch. They'll pay them and they'll say, okay, we just want to do it for 20 minutes. 15 minutes to go. 10 minutes. We just did everything sharp. It was crazy. Jimmy, I don't know the amount of money that he spent, but it was a lot. And I was like, damn, how are we gonna be shooting videos in Lagos? In Lagos, so our own Lagos, in Abuja, when we're shooting, is about to get ugly. We didn't spend a dime bribing anybody. There was this Aso Delight. There was this building, Aso Delight. I don't know if Aso Delight is still there. That's where we shot It's About to Get Ugly. I just called Terry and OD up. Rest in peace, Blast. Rest in peace to Blast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I shot some of those scenes. The one that has this blue, fluorescent blue, whatever. I shot that in Cairo. Yeah, at G-Link's studio in Cairo. Then I needed some more shots. And Blast now took us to Aso Delight and shot the very beginning, and then the part where Terry was walking on walls. That was done at Aso Delight. That was in 2002.
Wow.
Imagine. And Terry still looks the same. Damn!
He's a vampire. He's a vampire.
Terry no dey sleep, but Terry got one coffin. He could just play with us like this. When everybody don't go sleep, he can go run downstairs, go inside in coffin. It's
not true, guys. It's not true, guys.
Listen, a lot of artists, they think that they'll just go to the studio, you know, everybody, hey, we record a song, go to radio stations, go do some little interviews, and that be boring as hell in the interview, not telling anybody anything. The fans have to connect with you. You have to tell them about yourself. They have to know your struggle. But some people are just so boring. So yeah, just music, yeah, man. And they'll now add some slang. Yeah, man, you know how it is. It's your boy. It's your boy. Yeah. And then that's how the interview is gonna end. They just feel it's all about that, you know, wearing jeans and sagging the jeans so that, you know, and then South Sultan said this some long time ago. A long time ago, we had a show in 2003. South Sultan at the beach. South Sultan is a crazy guy. South Sultan looked around. He feel like say artists now don't get uniform, dada and glasses. So that's where police started harassing artists, you know, because they'll just look at you with dada. They'll say, this one artist. So anybody could have dada and glasses and say, I be artist. So About to Get Ugly, it was crazy. Style was even crazier because About to Get Ugly was done in Abuja and there was no outside interference. It was shout out SWAT Root, shout out Solo D, man. That was my first video. Shout out Dickball, the guy that edited it. And then Style was just an experience because it was drama. It was crazy. It was madness. Shout out to Oliver. Shout out to the Alliance, man. You guys are great. Also, what else? There's some really crazy stuff has happened to you.
Talk about your transition, how you met Kep Diggy and all that.
Okay, yes. Around that time, there was this show. Asha had a show. Benga Shokefun was there. I knew Benga because of the Guru. When Guru came, he brought Guru. So me and Benga, we already kind of knew each other. And I think he kind of like had something to do with Rothman, and Rothman was my guy. So they had this show. I went there. I think Benga saw me and he invited me. So I went and Asha performed. It was an Asha show / hip hop, whatever. So they did the Asha part first. Then they now did the hip hop later, and then I performed, and it was like, oh, that's when I met Kep Diggy. That was at that point in time. I didn't know who Kep Diggy was. The only person I knew was Benga. So when I now saw him, that people were like, that's the guy, that's the main guy. Listen, I don't know if you were there. Bouquie, you performed at that show. You performed at that show. It was a show. It was a show Benga did the show. It was a question mark show, but Asha started it because it was Asha. It was an Asha show at first. Then after they did the hip hop part, I think you performed. You wore those your boxers boots. Yes.
Don't come for me. Don't just
No, but you had some boots where you did like but anyhow, Sha, you killed the show. Like, wow. Everybody was like, wow. These guys were there. Caliphate were there. They knew your rhymes. They knew your rhymes. Caliphate was there. And after the whole show, we all performed. It was dope. Let's say the show ended around 12 midnight. We now hung with Kev Diggy. Do you know what? We were planning to go somewhere to go and crash. But we talked to Kev Diggy from that time, around 12-ish, to like 4 in the morning or 4:30 or something. Kevin had stories and everything. I was like, this is an interesting guy. You know, I was with Mike Magic, and he was like, shout out to Mike Magic. He was like, you guys come to the studio tomorrow, man. I was like, tomorrow? Man, I'm going to be sleeping. So the next weekend, right, there was a show. Elijah was telling me, let's go to this show. It's by storm and everything. And I was like, oh, okay. But I had to go and see Kevin first. So I went to see Kevin. I went to the island to go and see Kevin Luciano with Mike Magic. And they gave me a deal, an offer I could not refuse. They gave me an offer I could not refuse. I was like, wow. He was showing me things. He was like, this, that. I know Snoop Dogg. That. Saw the studio. Studio. You know, packaging was. Then I saw my main man, Benga. Benga was just calling me, Benga, Mode, you know what? You got to sign, man. This guy can take you to the next level. He wasn't lying. But he wasn't lying, because if I didn't sign that question mark contract, I probably would have stopped rapping. I 100% know that. If I didn't sign that, because already when I moved to, that was when I just moved to Lagos. That was after me and Elijah were still good. We were still rolling around together, but I had to record my album. You know, that was that period. So I just knew that I had to do something. And this, it seemed like this was just that big break. And I signed it, and I looked up. I was like, yeah, I'm signing this without a real lawyer. But God, man, when I won't come out, man, you go come out to me at the end of the day. You new artists never do that. Always carry your contracts to go and, or else it go chop some years off your this thing. But me, guided by God, the hand of God is what signed that. The hand of God signed that contract. It wasn't Modenine's hand. So we worked. Kevin, I respected Kevin because Kevin was one of the few, apart from Solo D, who is actually a hip-hopper, who understands hip-hop. He was one of the few guys that I dealt with that would say, hey, Mode, I'm not going to stick my nose in your your production or whatnot when you're recording, the process of what you're doing. Just give me an album I can sell. Same thing with Solo D. Solo D only just got the sessions, got me the producer, and like, go and do your thing. So giving me that freedom, I just knew that I had to give him an album I could sell. You know, when we're recording Nigerian, there's this, a lot of people do not know this. Like, this is the first time I'm going to say this. Jamix came to the studio. He came with a CD that had 20 beats, and he was telling me, track 6 is the beat that I have for you. Don't listen to any track. You're going to like track 6. Forget about the others. So we ripped track 6, but I was like, man, cool, man, let's listen to some of the other tracks. I listened to all the tracks, and I was like, Then Jamix said, I told you, that beat, track 6, was the Nigerian Girls song. So one of our friends, his name is, I don't know if you guys know his name. Rest in peace. He's late now. Tagbo. The guy that died on his birthday in 2017. You know, he was partying with them, Davido or something. It was a big, you know. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So he was in the studio. And then if you listen to Nigerian Girls in the beginning, tag the in the building. And that was his name. He was like, he was really cool. He went, bought drinks, you know, even went to go, he saw that we were working, we were recording. He went, got food from Chicken Republic. We're not supposed to eat in the studio, but like, whatever. When we ate the food, we were just vibing. And I think that was the first time I'll meet Tagbo. And he was just so into it. He was like, man, this track, oh my God. he was hyping it. Then Kevin now came and heard it. Was like, ah, this one needs a video. Ah, this needs a video. It was really crazy. Kevin now said, who's gonna shoot the video? Who's gonna shoot it? I said, let's use DJ T, because you know DJ T is my man. But Kevin and DJ T just couldn't agree. And I was like, listen, Kevin, agree. Just pay this money. Let DJ T do it. T was telling me that I have plans. I know exactly what I'm going to do and everything. But Kevin was like, no. Then after, I just thought, okay, if he doesn't want DJ T to shoot it, who next? I was like, okay, Clarence. And then Clarence was just breaking away from the alliance.
DJ T. Yeah.
And then a lot of people were like, so I told Kevin, I remember this particular evening I was arguing with Kevin. I was like, Kevin, man, we got to, if you don't want to use DJ T, you have to use this boy. He's not charging you much. Use it. He said, Kevin was like, I'm not sure if this guy will deliver. I'll say he's good. Kevin said, you know what? On one condition. I said, what's the condition? You will be held responsible if the videos are bad. I swear. He told me that I was going to be, and I thought, you know what? I believe Clarence Peters. And then Kevin didn't tell me that he actually talked to Clarence, and guess what? The deal was for 3 videos. 1 Silver Sadi video, Nenna's video, and then my video, Nigerian Girls. It was 3 videos. I don't know the exact amount that Clarence was paid. I don't know the exact amount, but we went there. And then I got to the set. Like, I love the way Clarence Peters does these things. You know what? I didn't have to do nothing. He just said, Mode, bring so close. He called me the day before the video. You need this color, that color, this color. And then any other thing that you can just, you know, bring along. So I just, you know, went there. It was at Echo FM. I think that was the place.
Real Mix.
Real Mix, yeah. Echo Real Mix. So we went there, and I just saw like 20 girls. I was like, what's happening there? Who's gonna feed all these girls? They didn't give me budget to feed people. That's the first thing I thought of. Now we'll go feed all these girls. I reached there. He goes, hey, Modenine, how are you? Hey, Modenine, we're going to be in your video. I was like, okay, all right. So we started shooting, you know, Clarence, right? You know one thing why I like Clarence? First time I met Clarence was years ago, before he went to South Africa for the film school and everything. And he told me, then he was rapping. He used to rap like tribesmen.
5 minutes more. 5 minutes more.
So Clarence told me exactly what he wanted to do. Exactly. And then years later, he was shooting my video. I had to remind him. I said, do you remember that day? He didn't remember. So, like I said, person will do the business, no role. Person will ain't gonna remember. So it was crazy that Clarence shot that video, and that video turned out to be really good. After that, there was this song that I did for Jaye, rest in peace, Jaye. Me, Rugged Man, freestyle was on the song, but at the end of the day, I think it was only me, Rugged Man, and then Tunde and Wunmi Obi. We shot in the same place. So, and it was Clarence. I told them when they said, Mo, can you play? I said, look, the only way that I'm gonna be on this track is if Clarence Peters shoot the video. And that's how Clarence got that video. And Clarence is a great guy. When I was shooting a video, Rhyme Tight, I wanted to do the song Rhyme Tight. Clarence just called me and he was like, yo, it was like, Mode, just give me 250K, I'll shoot Rhyme Tight. Clarence used to charge 8 million. He took 250K, nothing. And he shot that video for me. So all those people say, oh, Clarence Peters. No, you have to get to know the brother. You have to have a relationship.
You know, he shot 3 videos for me when I went to Nigeria 2 years ago. He shot 3 videos for me. We have 4 minutes left. I want you to tell us quickly. Wait. Quickly. You almost missed the question mark deal, remember? Remember that you didn't go out with Ella Jo?
No. No. When I didn't almost miss it. I told Ella Jo, me and Mike Magic, we already agreed that we were gonna go. Magic was kind of like my manager then. We already agreed that we were gonna go to Question Mark. But you know how it is. Anytime we go to Question Mark, it's a party. That's why I loved the place so much. Kevin be talking. Kevin has stories for days, and he's an interesting character. Very interesting guy. So, and he's likable. He's a likable guy. Forget what people are saying. Kevin is very likable. So we were there talking, and you know, I just forgot that I had to meet up with Elajo and go to a certain show, and the show was organized by Storm. That's when Elajo hooked up with Obi Asika. And when Elajo got there, he was telling him, Obi was like, yeah, that Modenine, I like Modenine. Then Elajo was telling me, Mo, you missed, man. Obi Asika would have signed you. And I was like, wow. But I went to question mark, and that's when I finished the business with question mark. That is, question mark was already done. So I kind of felt bad because guess what? I liked Obi Asika too. Me and Obi Asika, we've sat down a couple of times.
Kwame wanted you too. Kwame wanted you too. Kwame wanted me and you.
Kwame! It almost happened, but you know what? At that point in time, man, too much things were happening. 2005 was crazy, man. Too many things were happening, man. So where the hell is Kevin? Kevin is around. Kevin is doing great.
Kevin is actually a constant on this show. He watches it every day religiously. Maybe he's not watching because he heard it's going to be you.
It was Kwame, but some people are good presenters, good organizers. Kwame had a very good show, Global Sounds and everything. It was great, but me personally, I just felt the person. But he had ideas, but you know, question mark was already. They had Asha. They were doing things. They had publishers. They had everything was in place. Same with Storm. Like, I won't lie, man. I could have signed to Storm. I would have done it. But I felt that, you know, question mark was good too. You know, Elajo didn't tell me before he went there that this is what could happen. If he probably had told me that this is what could happen, I would have just said, okay, you know what, Mike Magic, let's move our meeting to another day, and I would have gone there. Sat down to, you know, but he didn't tell me. I didn't know. I guess he didn't even know. Elajo didn't even know what was going to happen. That's how Elajo, them thoroughbreds were kind of like leaning towards Storm. I don't know if they actually got signed, but they were doing stuff, performing at Storm shows. And yeah, it was kind of great, but it's best of both worlds. Elajo them with Storm, then me with question marks, and Ella was cool with Kevin. So we all used to just hang. And I remember when we did Cry, Obi Asika came into the studio and said, this is a hit. This is
29 seconds.
Obi stamped it. This is a hit. And it was a hit, man. Shout out to Obi Asika. Shout out to Kevin. Shout out to Solo D. Those are the masters of the game to me. I don't know about the other guy. Shout out to Kwame.
Thank you. Listen, Modenine, I want to say thank you. Wait, I want to say thank you to you guys because you guys endorsed me. When I was on stage, you guys will come and just shout out, and thank you so much.
This is what we used to do. When Bouquie, back in the day, okay, let me just drop this short one. Back in the day, you see, you know what? A conglomerate of dope MCs back then, from North Noise to Thoroughbreds to Caliphate. You can't forget Caliphate because there was one guy in Caliphate, his name Chuka. What was that? His name Dasuki of Caliphate. Let me tell you something, right? Chuka, right? He knew everybody's rhymes. Everybody's rhymes. Bouquie, he knew your rhymes. He knew UGO's rhymes.
Chuka came up with BOUQ, the acronym for BOUQ.
There you go. Chuka is like he's a genius. Like I used to say, the guys say he had punchlines for days. I remember recording one track in Jonah the Monarch studio, and there was one line. I was like, what would it be? I didn't really know him then. What would I do? He just said, why don't you say dick? I was like, what? I was like, man. They say, yeah, we rap. He showed me his videos and they draw. So all those guys, right, together, it's like a little crowd. So let's say a Bouquie is on stage, and we know that Bouquie can rap. And we Nigerians, sometimes when we see a girl rapping or anybody rapping some hard beats, who made that beat for you? It was like smacking. They'll just look at her. They'll be like, okay. But we just gather ourselves and go. Immediately they just announce, ladies and gentlemen, Bouquie. We just go. And Chuka will always know your lyrics. I think he can learn lyrics in, like, if he listens to your song twice, he knows the lyrics. He knows my songs better than me. And he will just go. Imagine all of us doing this, you know, all of us, and we're like the whole of Thoroughbreds. Like they never complete, but you know, some of them. And Elajo definitely. Maybe BLX, rest in peace, BLX. Elajo, BLX, Ill Bliss. You know, where probably Obi-Wan might be there. And then we'll just imagine like 14 people doing this. The rest of the guys that don't know anything say, oh, look at that's Modenine. If Modenine is enjoying this, I should enjoy it too. So, and that's it's kind of like a chain reaction. Like when me and Terry went to Singapore, and the Nigerian students in Singapore, there were a lot. The show was organized by a Singaporean lady, a lawyer, and there were a lot of people from the embassy, a lot of Singaporeans that didn't even know what was going on. They just knew that their friend was doing the show and some Nigerian guys were going to rap. And there were some Nigerian students. So what we did, me and Terry, we said, yo, you guys out there, I want you to just look at these Nigerian students here and do exactly what they do. Just copy them. Be their shadows. And when we played down, 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 style it was crazy. Like, I felt the Nigerian embassy ambassador, he told me that they sold him out, man, his son and his wife. They told him that there was a show, but he didn't know that it was a hippity-hoppity show. He wore his agbada, and he saw his wife. And last minute, his wife was wearing jeans, and then his son was like, they were like, no, daddy, don't go, we're going to be late. So he was like, wow, I was saying, you think saying now, beams to bus 60? Oh, yeah, bus 60. See, look, in this game, it's all fun until you decide mentally that it's work. You need to understand, when you start thinking about money, now you're giving yourself work, because you have to dance to the tune of the piper. You have to do the kind of music that is going to attract that money. And if you're not really that kind of person that likes that kind of music, it is work. Be prepared to put in that work. Now, we're having fun. We're working hard, but we're having fun. And that's why I always admired you, Bouquie, because you always put in work, videos on point, stage performance, which is the most important thing, on point. And then the dress code, you got to look different from the regular person. Like I used to say, if you're an artist and you jump on stage and your fans are dressed better than you, you got work to do. You can't wear BYC t-shirt and be on stage with just one normal jeans that you could just wake up and put up in the morning without washing, right? And then one normal canvas, like canvas. Well, I don't say trainers, I say just wear canvas. Then you're on stage, walking around on stage, sharing secret, like Sound Sultan will say. So, nobody's gonna clap for you because there's no effort. And some people that when you look the part, at least if you're whack and you look the part and you do some small distance, they'll clap. Because you look, when you come on stage and the light hits you, you look the part, you will get some claps. Maybe not so much when you finish, but you will get those initial claps. So that's my advice. I'm really happy to be able to share just a little bit experience with Bouquie. There's so many more. Well, I didn't even talk about how me and Ayo Animasha went to the same school, and he was always talking about one guy. Oh, Solo did this, Solo did that. Monty. That's what you say. Monty, man, there's a guy. Solo did this. I was like, oh my God. Oh, if I hear Solo did again, I will explode. Then one day he hit me up and said, are you going to be in Lagos? Come and meet me, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to take you to Solo D's house. I was like, okay. I went there. I just thought, this guy, deep guy, man. This guy had videotapes. He had everything hip-hop. He was, if you say hip-hop na person, it was Solo D.
Solo D embodies it, yes.
Modenine, I want you to rap for me. You know when somebody that's like a ballet of hip-hop, a dawn just tells you, oh, your liver go just cut. For me back then, man, I was like, man, whatever, man, I'm Modenine. I just spat one. Honestly, the rap was kind of weak though. It was weak, but it's the way that I rapped it. It was dope, but the lyrics were kind of weak. So I rapped it. He was like, I'm starting something called Aftermath. This was before Dr. Dre's Aftermath. I want you to be part of it.
Aftermath or payback?
Aftermath. It was Aftermath. Only 6 foot plus is an acronym. Only 6 foot plus knows the meaning, remembers the meaning. I don't remember. That was too long ago. But 6 foot plus remembers the meaning. So when Dr. Dre came up with his Aftermath records, we were like, once again, the Nigerians take the backseat. We have to change our name. So we changed it. I brought the SWAT. I think Solo D and LD brought the Root. sporadic words and tactics, then rhyming on our terms. And then El Cream, the movie guy, Ernest Asuzu, the actor, he was part of part of a first studio session. He was there. El Cream, I think he was there for the second studio session. The Wiz was there.
Baron, where's the Wiz?
Yeah, the Wiz. He's around. Then we met 6 Foot at Hip Hop World, and 6 Foot Plus rapped for Solo D, and Solo D was impressed, so he invited 6 Foot Plus, and it was Baron and LD. When we got to the studio, that was my first time in the studio, December 20th, 1996. First time in the studio. And I was the worst. I was horrible. I still have the track. I listen to it. I'm like, oh Lord, my bars were 15 bars. I didn't know how to count bars. I just wrote. So when I finished rapping it, the engineer stopped the car. He said, "It remained 1 bar." I said, "What did me bar?" He said, "It didn't end right. And say something." And I was just looking around. All right, I just added something to the end. I just added something to the end, and then I didn't know how to count bars. The guy that taught me how to count bars was a guy that used to play keyboard in my school, Bida Poli. Shout out to Gypsy. I will rest in peace, Gypsy, because he died. He taught me, and he was kind of like my understudy. I was teaching him how to rap, but he taught me how to count bars. That day that he taught me how to count bars, I ran home and I was playing. I remember playing Lady of Rage's album and counting all the bars to a song. 1, 2, 3. And I found out that the bars were either 16 or 24, sometimes 20. I was like, wow. So that's how I started learning how to write bars. Very important for you MCs out there to understand bars. You have to learn how to write bars, because you go, someone says, hey, send me a quick 16, and you don't know what a quick 16 is. It makes you look stupid. So basically, stories upon stories, each story get belle, on top story, we get belle on top story. It was fun back then, recording. I was horrible in the studio, but the good habit I had then versus the bad habit that I have now is that before going to the studio for SWAT root sessions, I'll have my lyrics in my head. But now, I'll just be writing it, I'll be reading it. I'll be reading it from my phone, reading it from, you get a little bit lazy sometimes. I just saw LD Extra Large, not LD the Don, LD Extra Large and Mr. Baron, as his brother, cousin, or
LD Rhythm, right?
Yeah, he was part of us. Yeah, he was part of it. That first studio session, he was there. Him and Baron, they did the production. They produced. So they used to just write on sheets of paper. Like Baron would write on a crumpled sheet of paper, and they would just hold it like this. And he would just be looking, hold it to the side, and the mic is like this, and he'll be rapping, and he's not gonna make any mistake. I'm like, how did he do that? Those guys were the guys that I looked up to, because they were way doper than me. They had better lyrics than me. Baron had a crazy flow. LD2 flow was 100%. And I was like, wow, these guys are all better than me. You know, when you go to the studio, in your area, you be king. Then you go to the studio with people that can rap better than you. You're not even the first, second, third, fourth. You're not even fifth, sixth. You're the last. Boom. Now you go. So I just say, these guys are better than me, because they can record. I'm horrible. I listened to it, I was like, anytime I listened to that, our first song, 5 Flavors, I came in 5th. And I listened to 6 Foot Plus, I don't like coffee without milk. I'm 6 foot plus, so let's move for silk. I was like, what? That was fresh. This guy is someone that can't rap. This guy finished me. So yeah, that's how you have to own up. A lot of people are whack and they'll just say, no, I killed everybody, man. I killed it. No, when I listened to it, I was like, these guys are better than me. So what I did was I went home and I started writing rhymes, listening to hip hop. I go to Solo D's house, he'll dub tapes for me. You know, I watch hip hop movies on his VHS, watch different things, and I'll read his source magazines. He had a lot of magazines. So I learned the craft from Solo D. And around that time, when we used to go to, what's the name of this music garden, and we used to go to Play 2 Records. I met DJ Humility at Play 2 Records now. This was way before, not that time. This was way before. It wasn't DJ Humility. I don't say his government name, but he was his government name there. He was in this thing, Play Tooth record. I used to go there. Then the DJ in Play Tooth record, if he dub tape for you and you go there and you complain, the guy will beat you up. The guy, a very strong guy, very strong guy. Tade, no, not Tade. No, he wasn't Tade. It was a DJ. I forgot his name, but yeah, it was all fun. That I used to go there with Solo D. Solo D used to go there to dub tapes and everything. And I remember when Biggie's album in 1997 came out, Solo D went there, dubbed it. I was, you know how your body is shaking? I was like this, like a junkie, man. Solo D just, Modenine, do you have MC tape? Do you have MC tape? my transport money, buy empty tapes just for that. Hip hop, oh God, hip hop was crazy. I was going crazy. Like, my mom used to think I was crazy because she took one look at my jeans and she was like, this is Funky J. Thank you, humility. It was Funky J. Very strong guy. If you don't take so my mom used to look at my jeans and say, this is not normal. This is not normal. Come tell my big sister, take him to church. It's not normal. Because the jeans, my jeans then, oh, come on, man. Who got the prop Black Moon? All their jeans with, no. I used to do that. But walking on the streets of New York when it's cold, where you can wear big jeans and wear something inside the Nigeria, where you wear that, all that, then hoodie and head warmer, everything. We used to rock that thing, man. Heat, Lagos sun, sweating. So, those were the days. I remember me and Solo D going to Music Garden. He would dubstep. The guy that owned it was his friend, so we just go there. The guy would always make fun of me, man. The guy liked to make fun of me. Like, he was a jokey guy, happy guy. So we used to go there, then we used to go to Play 2. All this was in Surulere, like Oju Elegba Road was that Music Garden was. Then if you walk further down, you see Ultimate Homeboys, and then you see DJ Bola's studio. There's a studio where DJ Bola used to do his thing. That was another good.
What's that studio?
I forgot what the studio.
It had a lady engineer.
I can't remember. I can't remember. Well, yeah,
Remember
there were studios.
The first time I met you?
Where was that?
Read them.
I can't remember.
Read them. I had an interview in 99 with somebody.
You were G Vibes then. I remember. G Vibes. Public service announcement. Bouqui'S name used to be G Vibes. G Vibes. Imagine.
I had a group. Gospel Vibes. I started a group. All girls.
Yes.
Back in Ethan.
Rough Man came from Ajegunle. I was like, Ajegunle has rappers. I remember asking, but Rough Man was he said, you know, they die. He had some stuff, like, he used to mix it up. I was like, this guy's all right. So me and Rough Man became friends from way back in the day. Way back in the day. You should interview Rough Man because they have some crazy stories. Do you remember Soso? Soso, that's a big boy now, following the Soso as with 5-Star Records. You know Soso?
Describe him.
Soso, me and Soso recorded a song. Soso is actually a studio engineer. People don't know that.
I know him. I know him.
He had a studio. Yeah, he had a studio. He used to hang with them Rough Man, and he used to troll. He's a troll too, a funny guy. He used to troll Kev Diggy. he used to troll Kev Diggy and Cyborg. It was so funny, man. He would troll them. He would like, is it? I can't say how he used to troll them because it's not something that people want to. But Soso was our guy. He used to we went to Ajegunle, me and Rough Man. We did a song in his studio. So that was way back in the day. So right now he's on another. I think he's with them 5-Star Records. I see him doing stuff for them, but I don't know if he's still hanging with them. But yeah, that's a guy that I've known from way back in the day. So people think that we don't know these guys. We know everybody from P Square. When Howie T. Shout out to Howie T. I hope you're doing good, Howie T, because that's a brother that, you know, he pushed the envelope, man. The Benson and Hedges. I remember going to Howie T's hotel room with 6 Foot Plus and him telling us about P Square. We already knew P Square because Solo D, where's the intruder? Yeah, Solo D had done a show in Uni Abuja. You can ask anybody. 6 foot plus. Me, it was basically Rule Clean, SWAT Rule. Then P-Square performed. P-Square performed. Then they had one rap group in the University of Abuja called In the House. They too performed. So we knew about P-Square, and I think I played something. Did I play something for Blackface when I went to Lagos? I'm not sure if I was the one that played it, but yeah, the Plantation Boys were beginning to hear about these guys from the North. P-Square, they used to be smooth criminal. They used to dance Michael Jackson. They're bad. So did you get that? They're bad. So Howie T was now telling us, man, P-Square, they are going to do this. Do you know what? Every single thing
Howie T watch out for P-Square. They're going to come and take the whole Lagos.
Every single thing Howie T said came true. Every single thing. Not one thing was off. It even surpassed what he said. Record label business. Doing the record label business is very difficult. If you're an artist looking just from the artist's point of view, you'd be like, oh, these old record label owners are this or that. You cry from now till tomorrow. But if you are a record label owner, you have to start thinking of different things. You can't really sign everybody. Even I was one day, I was just looking at Solo D's table and I saw Style Plus his CD. And I asked, hey, what's up with these guys? And it was like, yeah, they sound like Boys to Men.
Solo D wanted to sign me. I think Solo D, I think he wanted to sign me.
He would have signed you, but you went to go and sign with
what's that?
You signed to someone else. No, you didn't listen to Solo D, man. Would have made you a big star. Okay, a bigger star, already a star. But yeah, a lot of Solo D had that eye for talent. There was a guy that he signed called Genie. I felt that Genie was one of the best. He was the best Hausa singer. He had the best Hausa contemporary music out even till tomorrow. If you listen to those Genie songs, I don't know if Solo D still has those songs. If you listen to those songs were like, wow, God, so
is it not Ego? Genie Ego, if you have this, Ego.
This was the Genie from Payback Time Records.
Oh.
It's a house, he's a Joss guy. His name is Godfrey Selba. I think that's his real name. But he has changed his name. He's now doing movies in Kano. But Genie's album was fantastic. He was a little bit cuckoo, but he was he was fantastic. He hated Lagos. I remember him sitting down and go, oh, these Lagos boys. I hate Lagos boys. What is Lagos? Now just look at him and say, well, I'm a Lagos boy. He said, oh, you're different. But I hate Lagos boys. What is Lagos idiots? He was #1 Lagos enemy, man. But I guess he didn't want to do the music at one point in time. Like he just, decided to do film, and that worked for him. So back in the day, a lot of people came to sign for this thing, Payback Time Records. But as a CEO and a businessman, you have to check it. I have this artist. I have this artist. I'm paying for studio. Solo D was paying for all our studio sessions, and in Abuja, we didn't have studios at that time when we started. We didn't have our own home studio. We did not. We had to pay for sessions, and these sessions were not cheap. They were expensive. There was a guy, shout out to Kodera. Kodera, you're still my man, but I have to say this. Kodera, you're still my man, but I have to say this. Make us look like Kodera is still my man.
But you're not shaking tables, Sha. Just shaking tables.
So Kodera is my man, but I have to say this. You know what? Kodera, we'll be in the studio. He's a studio engineer. Say this plugin is called Y264X. The guy go to explain plugin for us at that time. Once your time don't reach, they'll kick you out the studio. The guy was like, it does some reverb, that time. What do I know about I just wanted to rap, jump on the beat, rap, and go get the now. Listen to my verse. This is the XYXZ4 plus minus 4 kilohertz. But look at it. Look at what it does to the. I'm like, no, I don't want to hear that. Kodera, ask anybody. The guy, he too sabi theory. He too sabi. He go give you. Instead of engineering your this session, no finish this session, the guy will give you music lecture. for what plugin. This is the engineering plugins lecture. That's just the extra.
Solodi's here.
No, Solodi knows it. Solodi, please corroborate. It's just the extra wise. I don't want to throw Kodera under the bus because he's my guy. He's actually the cousin of one guy that I was one of my friends in school. Kodera is he's a cool guy, but that thing is, that's anytime I think of Kodera, I can only remember him showing us plugins. This one just it takes the bandwidth from not just some 10 megahertz back there. So what is this guy? Where did this guy learn all this thing? For goodness sake, where did he learn all this thing from? I don't understand. So yeah, back then we had no time to waste. You had to come with your lyrics. Solo D was paying sessions for everybody. Now, the sessions were not cheap. They were expensive. In short, I had a feeling that some of these guys were actually upping the amount because they felt that Solo D was just swimming in cash. So they were upping the amount and he was paying crazy money for those. Kodera is demand. Yes. So they were paying crazy money for those sessions. And you know, we can't sign everybody. Okay, yeah. Payback Time didn't sign you, but you blew up. Don't come and gloat at Payback Time.
I'm playing. You know that.
I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you. Wait. You, your family now. I'm talking about some other guys that were now looking at their success story like it was kind of a revenge thing. It's not a revenge thing. It was God. God helped you, man. Thank God. And thank your God for giving you that talent. You understand? Like we soldiered on for Payback Time. It was kind of like a brotherhood. It wasn't just sign this guy, just put this guy, just throw this guy and throw it. You have to check the temperature of all these guys that you're signing, their behavior. You could sign the best guy in the world, but his behavior is messed up. And you end up losing money. Or probably when you now take him to the next level, he's gonna leave you. It happened to me. Some guys rolling with me. I don't want to mention no names, but I didn't promise money or anything, but I said, listen, I'm going to take you to the next level. You know, I'm going to take you to the next level. But the guy just saw a break because everybody he featured on my project and a few people were talking about him and he just jumped and rushed to go and sign with the next guy. So when you put them on, they stab you in the back. So sometimes I sit down and I think, and I was like, not all these record labels are wrong. Not all of them are wrong. Some record labels actually have they did a lot of stuff for the artist. Then the artist, most of the time, the artist not understanding his contract after gets angry and says, hey, I want to leave. But you see, you didn't read your contract. Read what's in your contract. You can't leave now until you give me 3 more albums. And then they start making it playing victim. Some record labels are bad. Some guys, especially the ones that are the illiterates that are not into music, the guys, they just want to own record labels because they want to be popular. I've seen a record label give an artist a 1-page record deal contract. 1 page. The thing not even full the 1 page. It was just one, like 2 paragraphs. I was like, what kind of contract is this? It's crazy.
MOU.
You know what you can do? You can dance Michael Jackson on top of the contract and backslide out of the guy's life. And the guy can't do nothing to you. I read it, and the guy didn't even cover his own behind. The guy that wrote the contract did not. He wrote it like, "Hey, I owe you da 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 da." He didn't even say on sign, like after signing this contract, you're out. If your masters is
No conditions.
There's no conditions. No, your masters will be submitted at a social date. The album will come out 2 weeks after the masters have been submitted. And I was like, wow, that's like, woo! Just record the album, give the guy the album, man. 2 weeks, the guy put the album out. Then you can backslide out of his life. Those were I saw so many contracts. There was a contract for a producer, Kraft. Shout out to Kraft. One guy gave him a contract, and that contract was the nastiest contract I've seen in my life. It was, you're going to produce my label as an artist and as a producer. The guy really wanted him as a producer, but that artist part was to just shallow the guy. So you're going to sign as an artist and a producer. All the beats that you produce will belong to the label, but everything, the rights of all the beats we'll be giving back to you after 50 years. So I don't know, Kraft, how old are you? 27. You're gonna be 77. Oh yeah, that track. Oh, that track was flame, bro. Oh, I'm gonna say, oh, but you know that meme. Yeah, Kraft did not sign that contract. Let's take that because by now, man, those beats there. If I make beats, there were a lot of artists on that label. If I make in hand for the like the Whitlow for Catch All in Fingers and Lepro, because there were a lot of artists on that label, and he would have done everything for free. And then probably when he's ready with his own album, the guy will be like, let's put out the other guy's album. Yeah, just wait a year. Like I waited on, but you know what? The only person that waited, that his album, I had to just push back my album for other people. I did that willingly. I was actually excited for my label mates. Can you believe that? I was just happy to be, part of the crew. 6 Foot Plus was the most popular person in our crew. Anytime we go to a show, all of us, we stand behind 6 Foot Plus, the nicest guy in the world.
Yes.
Then Terry the Rap Man came, and then Solo D said, Mode, man, let's finish Terry's album, then we'll go back to yours. I didn't mind. I was the project coordinator of Terry's album, Rap Manifestation. I was the one following Terry, taking Terry to the studio over 9 sessions. It was 9 sessions, man. I was the one I was involved in Terry's project from the beginning to the end, and it came out, and I was actually proud of myself. So when Terry had his Hi, I Am a Nigerian, that was popping, and 6 Foot Plus, Amuli, those were the 2 most popular songs in Abuja. And Terry the Rap Man and 6 Foot Plus, they were more popular than any of us. Me, OD, and Ruklin. At one point in time, Ruklin too used to play the back until Ruklin hit them with waiting. I go get. And if you don't give it
to me, I go back.
So when Ruklin hit us with that, it was Terry the Rap Man. It was 6 Foot Plus, of course, because he's the nicest guy. 6 Foot Plus, we'll go to a show, we all stand behind 6 Foot Plus. Me and OD, basically, we are the hardcore guys, hardcore men. So we'll just stand behind 6 Foot Plus, and then 6 Foot Plus, with so many Hajia kind of people that like music will come. They say, have you met my friend Mood? When he used to introduce us, it was so funny. And 6 is a very cultured guy, very, very nice, well etiquette, well brought up guy, because I roll with certain people, and they will meet some certain people, and they will never say, hey, this is Modenine, he's an artist. That nope. They'll just take the whole shine, the person will be praising, well, this is my number, call me, and that's it. But 6 Foot Plus, he will just step aside. Have you met Modenine? This is OD, Overdose. He's a very good rapper. That was 6 Foot Plus for you. The great, like, to me, the king, the unsung hero, man. 6 Foot Plus, one of the best rappers I know.
6 Foot, yeah,
I mean, what 6 Foot Plus does is very difficult. That's what people don't understand. Like what I do, like all these punchlines, 6 Foot Plus can do it because he's very witty. People just don't know, but he chooses to convey his message the way he does it. He has a unique style. He's a theater artist. He brings that. If you're performing after 6 Foot Plus, man, or you're for you, how are you going to be performing after 6 Foot Plus? Bring the whole theater. See, it's like
white.
He keep this thing.
You know,
He'll put
stuff. Yeah.
One day, he had these dancers. Arome, shout out to Popido, Arome, all the girls, them, Ella. Shout out to all of them, man. They will come. They'll do their swange. It was beautiful to watch. It was so beautiful. Yeah. You know, we like I won't lie, man. 6 Foot Plus is one of the greatest rappers that nobody's talking about. He is the greatest rapper that nobody is talking about. Wow. He's famous on stage. Like 6 he carried Night Boss. I remember when he carried Night Boss. I was like, what are you doing here? He just came back from NYSC that time. That was like 97. He just said, man, I have a show. You just risk your life, Night Boss. You just drop your bag, bye. You don't address, go show. Wow. This one of that I respect 6 so much. Terry the Rap Man is another person that his versatility just scares me. Terry's versatility and the ease at which he does things. Like when Terry came, like that, his album, I was a fan of Terry the Rap Man, listening to all those I Am a Nigerian rubbish rappers, not for them, I saying, not for them rubbish feet don't speaking. I was the one that did that hook, man. I was terrible. I was terrible. But I did it, and it sounded nice. It was just an album cut back then for Terry the Rap Man's first album. Followed him to the studio, watch how he works. He was like amazing to work with. Then OD is like the Dark Knight of SWAT Root. OD is the Dark Knight, the Mr. No. He was working in another studio. I didn't attend one OD session. I wasn't even on OD's album. But I knew that this guy was special because every engineer that worked with OD knew how special OD was. He's the only rapper that I know that can voice a track. He will never back it up. It's just one channel. And when he finishes, right, voicing it, it sounds mixed. I remember when we were doing a SWAT Root track and everything, and then OD did a verse. Do you know what the engineer said? He just looked and was like, played it back. It was like, this verse sounds mixed. The mixed voice. Orukuni used to call him the mixed voice. OD sounded, he had his own, OD's voice came with his own compression and EQ. Don't know how he did that. So anytime OD would do it, if OD does a track with you, and OD will always sound better than you. OD was so good. So those are the guys I was working with.
You know, when I was doing my, I had a first album that never came out by Cobans with Diron Real Mix. And then my second album, which is my first album, which was, the one that everybody, that album was produced by Jamix, and I was in Abuja.
Oh, yeah.
OD used to be in the studio. All those backups, OD did all of them. He'll just say,
wow. I didn't know that.
Ferocious, and then Star Plus, they would do some, we'll just hang out in the studio, and that's what I see now. The love is gone, man. Like we just loved each other back then. Like Bouqui'S in the studio, this one's in the studio.
Let me tell you a story about Shifi on Star Plus. Now, back then when I just used to first go to Abuja, I'll be in Solo D's house, just chilling, bored and everything. Then one day I just said, you know what, let me start going out. I went to Area 10. I used to walk just because I had nothing to do. Sometimes I'll stroll to Area 10 to watch basketball. So there was this guy. Anytime the guy is playing basketball, wow! The guy was fantastic. So one day I was at Silvio Project. That's the studio that we were using. Silvio Project. There's an Italian guy that owned the studio in Asokoro. So I was at Silvio Project with Capo. Capo was doing some stuff for me. And then the basketball guy comes in. Then I look at him. What are you doing here? And Capo said, this guy is a singer. I said, no. I can't remember this. This was a long time ago. It was more than 20 years ago. He was like, no. I was like, no. This guy is not. This guy is a basketball player. This guy is bad. The couple just said, I play basketball too now. I said, get away. I never see you play, but I just see this guy play. I was really shocked. I was like, this guy sings too? And that was ages ago. Then later on, I think I saw a Star Plus CD in Solo D's place and everything. The song wasn't as good as Olufumi. The songs that were on that CD were average, And then later on, when I started working at Rhythm, someone came and was like, the boss likes this song, Olufumi. Now, let's correct all these guys. It was Rhythm that first started playing Olufumi. Rhythm 94.7.
Okay. 25 years after.
Roy Bruce loved the song. So, it was like, the boss loves this song. So I used to play, and guess what? I liked the song too. I used to, these guys are good. That's all Star Plus. I was like, wait, I remember these guys. Then the video came and I saw that guy, that basketball guy. I was like, oh, this guy is actually a singer. Wow. So it's crazy. Don't ever look down on people. I didn't even think, I said, this guy goes to stick. This guy when they play basketball. It was crazy. It's like, it's all love from them, man. Like me, I respect those guys. I respect Style Plot, all the guys that came out from Abuja, man, they were crazy. As in, you had to be really talented. You had to really want to do it. And there's a group that everybody has forgotten, but I'll have to mention that group because when I came to Abuja newly, ASO FM was probably the only radio station they had, and we used to hear that song 50 times a day. It was from a group called Dog Family. Shout out to Dog Family.
What was the song?
Give up, yeah. Me and I go give up, yeah. Dog Family. It wasn't a fantastic song, but anytime I remember that song, I was like, wow, memories, man. Dog Family. The guys, they were like every single Abuja show. Sadly, Abuja shows weren't bringing money. Ibro Hotel. We'll be at Ibro Hotel doing free shows, man. And we used to do that too. I remember one particular show, SWAT Root was there. We represented. Guess who we performed for?
Who? We
performed for like 7 people. And guess who the main act for that show was? Tony Tetuila. Tony Tetuila.
I should call
so when it was Tony Tetuila go sleep for inside room, he come out. He just come out. What? You know, just so only Swaggeroo guys wearing Swaggeroo t-shirt. Now we be the fans. Then he said, oh, anyway, they don't pay me. Make I perform. What's that song again? So he performed for us. And let me now dive into another story that you guys will really be interested in. You see that song, I was in the studio when they recorded that song.
Wow.
In Ezra, on the island, I was right there when they report. So the part that Blackface just said, well, I can see, no, you be want to contest me when I'm on the embassy, I'll go be no remedy, and I can go on, and we can keep the party bumping up, you know, the breaking down. I used to remember when I was hanging out with the wrong time of fellas, they used to get jealous. How do I know that? Do you know how I know that verse?
Because you wrote it
in the studio. I didn't write it. I learned that verse in the studio. Do you know how I learned it? Because Blackface wrote that verse was supposed to be for Tony Tetuila. Tony was supposed to rap that verse. Yes, because I used to remember when I was hanging with the wrong type of fellas, they started getting jealous. So I built my tent I pitched my tent in the plantation. So I pitched my tent. So this is it was supposed to be written from Tony's point of view. You understand what I'm saying now? So Tony was in the studio with Nelson Brown. Shout out to Nelson Brown, man. Bro, I see you.
Shout out to Nelson Brown, man.
I remember when I was hanging like a lot. I can see that face is the Nelson just after like almost 25 takes, Nelson Brown just said, Blackface, go and do it. Shout out to Tony now. Tony was there.
Tony is my guy.
Tony is my guy.
With you.
Tony is my guy. Tony is my guy. See, before you say this, me and Tony, we've been through when in the dry die in Volvo. When we pursue Face, you slimy boy. But shout out to Face. That's my main man. We've done good songs together. Face, when they wanted to induct Face into the Plantation Boys, he went for one competition at DBN. And Blackface them, they said, if you lose this competition, we will not put you in Plantation Boys. You have to win. And I think the prize money was it 20K or something like that? So I think we're all there watching DBN and everything. And guess what? We found out phase one. So we in First Stack, is that where Plantation Boys were staying at the First Avenue, I think? Yeah. We're in that house. Shout out to Monday with the house near the basketball court. We were there, all sitting there, me, Tony Tetuila, Blackface, Two-Face, and then some other guys. We were there waiting for Face, make him bring this money, make we spend this money. We were waiting for him to come from all the way from Ikeja to the house because he was supposed to come there so that we can say, yes, you are part of Plantation Boys. We even sat down to think of a name for him because he was Chibuzo Oji then. He was Lyrical Urge. That was his name. He was a rapper. Lyrical Urge. That was his name. He was a rapper before. So we were tossing up names while he was supposed to be coming back. We're tossing up names, and then I think Blackface came out with Face. I was like, why now? That's just. He said, no. It's different. It's different. It's not your face. It's Faze. F-A-Z-E. Okay. So yeah, we can say Blackface gave him that name. So we now start with the wait a minute. It's too low. This guy for don't reach Restack that we found out. There were no phones then. We found out that Faze went straight to his father's house. So we entered on the Tetula car, the Volvo. We entered the Volvo. Ooh, go Faze house. You know what? When I got there, I just started thinking, I said, wait a minute. I don't know this guy's family now. I don't feature them. I said, no, I'll wait in the car. And I went there. But the good thing that Faze did, I think he presented that money to his parents. So it was good, man. And then, he became part of Plantation Boys. And anytime I go to that place, I'll see them. We used to make fun of them a little bit, just a little bit. Look at these guys. But every day I used to go home, I used to tell my kid sister them, these guys, Plantation Boys. She said, hey, you started again. Oh, you be calling artists that we don't know. You started only you know the whole artist in the world. That's how you be saying this artist that nobody was going to blow. And I now went back to school. When I came back to school, that same girl, my sister, I caught her singing. I said, oh my God, Two-Face is there. She was singing. I just looked at her. I said, those are the people that I was telling you about. She said, hey, are you serious? I said, yes. Even at school, girls were laughing at us. It was me, Too Crucial, Patrick Obasi. Me, Too Crucial, Wale Nazi, the guy that managed Two-Face. It was me, Too Crucial,
yeah.
Wale. So we're telling some girls in a MQ Millionaires Quarter, we're telling, man, Plantation Boys. They say, hey, una don't start again, oh. Una don't start again, oh. Una don't let us artists when no go ever blow. Una don't start. They were making fun of us. Guess what? Less than 2 years after that, Plantation Boys came to the school. They shut the place down. These same girls, I met them sitting down waiting for Plantation Boys. I say, you! It's the same guys. They say, it's not Joe. It's a different guy that you're telling us about. It's the same guy. They don't ever want to. See, like, I always tell guys, anybody with Modenine bless, because blessing is from God. But if I just say, this guy is gonna be something, it always comes. It always happens. The only person that I was able to that I made a small mistake with was Konga. Because I met Konga and apparently he was trying to do a song with me, but he was going, Baba, Baba. I was like, oh my God, please leave me alone now, you this guy. So when he now blew up, shout out to Konga, that's my man. When he now blew up, when I now met him, and he now saw me and said, Baba, my name is Konga. I got the end now. My name is Konga. I said, yes, I don't win. I said, collect handshake, now you win. I had love for all these guys, man, and I wanted to do a song with him. At one point in time, I had a beautiful idea that Konga could execute. I had that beautiful, it would have been so dope. But around that time, I think he went to London. Banky W, someone said a Banky W. Yes, I went to an MTN show, Homecoming show, and SDC. Me and SDC, we actually have an old video from years ago of them freestyling in a car. And I was, I was playing a beat that Mendo gave me, and SDC was freestyling. It's old. It's on. Shout out to Mendo. I don't know where he is. Now let me go back to Banky W. I went to an MTN Homecoming.
We came here to round up, and we have.
Don't worry. Round up. MTN Homecoming. Banky W performed that Bute Meta sound. I was like, wow, this guy's good. Anyway, I seen him, on MySpace because of LD the Don. I'd already told me to check him out. So, oh, this is the guy. Dope. So Olume and Tim now came, shut the place down. So me and Banky W were standing. It was like, hey, Mood, how did I do, man? How was it? I said, man, you were perfect, man. That was so dope, man. Anytime you need to do, let's just hook up, do a song. And we did a song, and that song was nice. It was a dope song. Shout out to Banky W. Shout out to Mendo. Shout out to Mendo.
Mendo, that's my boy.
They still gave me some beats back then, man, but apparently Bigfoot made that beat, Mendo. Bigfoot made the beat because they called me out on it. They wanted to cut my neck. Bigfoot. Shout out to Bigfoot, man. But shout out to Mendo. Mendo is a good friend of mine. Shout out to Soli Baba.
Soli Baba. Oh, man.
Revolution, Soli Baba, man, those guys, man, it was all good, man. So, Bouqui, I feel so privileged to, you know, share my little stories. Industry stories will never end. It's just so sad. Can't say some other stories. I don't want to disrespect people because I love the only person I decided to call about in good faith was DJ Humility, but I ain't mad. I've not been mad at DJ Humility for more than 10 years.
You know, DJ Humility played at my first album launch at a hotel. He was the DJ. DJ Humility, did we even pay you? Did we pay you?
I no pay DJ. See, ask DJ Humility, man. DJ Humility, you know the deal, man. You know the deal, man. DJ Humility was we used to remember those days. He'll come to my house. We'll drive all the way back to his house. I'll chill there, spend the whole night there. We'll be on MySpace, hooking up MySpace, and those were the days, man, where we all helped each other. It was all love, man.
Yeah, the love.
It was all. It's just sad that nowadays everybody money. You ask them, oh, money, give me money, oh, money. Back then, everybody was just in love with this, and we built this thing. I ain't mad at the guys making money now, man. Make your money. I'm happy that P-Square came. They did their thing. I wish they'll come back together, because them apart, like they say, if you can't break a broom, you can't break a broom. You can break one broomstick, but I want P-Square to come back together. P-Square to come back together. Even D'banj and Don Jazzy, they should, you know, come back together and do something. Let's just bring it back.
Yeah, but they're friends.
Let's bring it back. I know they're friends, but they should bring it back. An album. I'm not talking about whether they're friends or not. Bring that sound back. That chemistry is like, man, it's like the Wu-Tang Clan.
What if it was a season? What if it was for a season? You know, sometimes when... You know what? Sometimes
they had that chemistry. There's something that they had. You know, D'banj was in Maggie. You know, it has that extra spice. I think I wouldn't mind hearing something from those two. And then P-Square, they need to just, you know, come back. Let's get that paper, man. They need to come back and get that paper. Even you, BOQ, you are. To come back.
I'm retired, man. I'm retired.
You ain't rapping no more. You ain't rapping no more?
My lyrics are whack. Yeah. If you hear me rap, I'm miggity, jiggity, whack.
So call me on the phone, man. Well, let's sort something out now. I'll write some bars for you, Ghost Rider.
My bars are bad now. My bars are bad.
I know. Shout out to Too Short. I remember doing that track with Too Short, LD, the Don. When Too Short did his verse, LG just said, come on, reverse this thing, Joe. I'm making back.
Did you know that when I first in '95, when I met LD and when I came to Lagos from Ife as an undergraduate? Oh man, we have 3 minutes. I met LD in '99, so I was the one that was doing the hooks for. If you see their first album, you see Bouqui'S Smalls.
Yes, you told me in 2006 or 5. Yes.
I was the one who did. Now who do this rapping? Tribesmen.
Oh, shit. So yeah, like I said, LD without voice Too Short. You said, back to who better? It is he here this he leave Rockefeller. LD just look at. Come on, what's this thing? Say you're rapping like one Igbo man. But check it out. That one Igbo man that he said, he forced Too Short. That the Oya song. When they were doing it one by one, they were coming to drop their verse. Too Short went there. The lyrical, spiritual. So LD just say, hey, stop that. Come on, do something. Too Short. They don't want to hear we sing. That part, when the whole performance, that part is what kills people. I'm telling you. He told him to do that. But in my session, when he was trying to rap back to back with Modenine. And LD wasn't having that. But LD just said, you know what, Modenine, dude, it's your song, man. Just do it. Do it. But you see, that was where it felt. Is where LD now pushed him. LD was responsible for Too Short doing all that Igbo this, and then Too Short blew up with it. You need to thank LD, man. LD saw a lot of things before they actually happened. LD opened my email.
Yeah, my email at Bouqui'S place. Yeah.
Modenine at yahoo.com. It was my first email address. LD was the one that opened it for me.
Oh man, shout out to LD. We have 26 seconds more. This was supposed to be for TV purposes, but we already went another hour, so let me just close. Thank you so much for joining us. See you next time at Bouqui'S Place. That was for TV. So, Modo, man, thank you so much, man. God bless you. I love you so much. Thank you for every stone you laid. We will talk after this. You know, we have some unfinished conversation. I love you guys.